This is CBC Late Night News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Marivelle Tarouk. In less than an hour, more than 3,000 employees at York University are set to go on strike. 4 groups of teaching staff rejected the latest contract offer from York, and a lot of uncertainty awaits for students hoping to finish out the semester. Adrian Chung joins us live from York's Keele campus. So, Adrian, the question everyone's wondering is, how is this going to affect students and teaching staff?
Well, Marivelle, we do know for sure that classes will be disrupted. I spoke to a few students tonight who told me that TAs have already emailed them telling that some classes will be canceled heading into tomorrow. But it's likely that we won't know the full extent of what this strike will mean until the days ahead, or really when this strike gets underway. Now, CUPE, they represent teaching assistants, graduate assistants, as well as some contract faculty members. And they say that their main issue here is about job security, that there isn't enough of it. But really, neither side, not CUPE, not York, have they been back to the table this weekend ever since this vote came down on Friday.
The main issue right now, really, if you had to distill it down to one thing, is trying to increase job security for the contract faculty. There has been, decades where precarious, unstable, unsecure employment has been the norm in the academic sector. And what 3903 is trying to do here is really start to push that tide back.
Now, as for how it will affect students, they're really already starting to pick sides, not knowing how this will affect them in the long term.
I have friends who are kind of worried, like they just want to get their education over with. Mostly people who are graduating this year, because it'll push back their graduation. But there's also a lot of people who are on the union side as well.
I don't really know how disruptive it's going to be for myself, but I know it's very stressful on a lot of students, and it's really disruptive on their summer plans, summer school and jobs.
So, Adrian, what is York University saying in all of this?
Well, York has told CUPE that they have made their best offer, and that was the one that was voted down. Here's what is outlined in that offer, that they say that there's improved benefits, that there is going to be a pay increase, but also that there is long-term teaching appointments that will be included. But here's what the university said to us directly. They wouldn't go on camera. They said, following careful review of CUPE's 3903's lengthy and largely unchanged list of demands shared through the mediator, CUPE 3903's positions remain too far apart from our best offer to return to bargaining at this time. Now, at this point, we don't fully know how many classes will be affected, but CUPE say that they are going to be here tomorrow staging a rally to push their position. Marivelle, back to you.
All right, still so much uncertainty ahead. Thanks, Adrian.
Major concerns on the York University campus. 50,000 students are worried about their semesters as some faculty prepare to strike. Contract talks have broken down between the university and the union, representing hundreds of part-time professors and teaching assistants.
They were hours away from walking off the job, and students are bracing for an impact now to their education. Quiet and calm on York's Keele campus today, ahead of what could be a major disruption to students and staff.
A lot of people commute. It's going to be very tough for them to get to classes.
And students are slowly learning which of those classes could be canceled and which lectures will continue.
So it's kind of messy because a lot of our classes are canceled and a lot of them are still going on.
The negotiations between the university and the union broke down after York presented the bargaining team with what it calls its best offer. The university now says the two sides are too far apart to continue negotiations, and a strike looks inevitable.
The message to students right now is that we did not want to take this action. This is a last resort.
What do you do? Stand up like that! This would be the second strike in 3 years. Union members walked off the job in 2015. The students still remember the impact.
Their classes were pretty much canceled until then, so they had no idea what was going to go on, how they're going to write their finals, when the classes were going to end. It's a stressful time, definitely.
This time, students say they don't want a similar experience.
And although I understand that there might be some valid reasons for the strike to be happening, it's unfortunate that the students have to pay the price for it because we end up kind of getting screwed over, and I think that causes more problems for us.
The university says students who still have classes tomorrow may have to deal with picket lines, but the York campus will remain open. And that includes shared spaces like libraries, the cafeteria, and student services. But for those who can go to class, the decision, they say, won't be easy.
As of right now, I'm forced to cross picket lines and go to my classes when I really don't want to. I do want to support them, but I also can't let it hurt me academically.
Torn between supporting their educators but protecting their education. And if it does happen, the union says they will begin the strike with a rally tomorrow on campus, followed by picket lines on Tuesday.
Teaching assistants and contract staff at York University are expected to hit the picket lines tomorrow morning after rejecting the university's final offer on Friday. York says it will remain open through the strike, and all classes that are not impacted by the loss of staff will go on as scheduled. The union and schools say their positions on a number of issues are too far apart to reach an agreement at this time. Back in 2015, York University contract staff walked the picket lines for 85 days, making it the longest strike in Canadian university history.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 6.
Over to York University now, and word that the strike will go ahead. That's according to QP 3903, but the picket lines aren't going to be up right away. Instead, the union is encouraging members as well as supporters to meet at 11:30 tomorrow morning at the main gate to the university, New York and Keele Street. The picket lines will go up on Tuesday, with members staffing the lines between 7:30 in the morning and 3:30 in the afternoon. Now, we'll of course continue to follow any developments with negotiations as they come in and bring that to you immediately.